Welcome everybody to another episode of the Anime Lounge Short Flights. Today we're going to be covering episode 5 of Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. My drink of choice today is going to be a Kugels drink responsibly, Wisconsin lager. Lance, I know you got to go to work, so unfortunately you can't drink, so I'll enjoy it for the both of us.
Yep, I'll stick to non-alcoholic Pepsi for now.
After you take that drink, can you give us that synopsis for this episode?
Sure. So just to be short and sweet with this episode, in episode 5, we are just continuing the fight with the Quincy's and the Soul Reapers and Soul Society. We get to see Kenpachi a little bit more. We get to learn that he's a little bit more of a badass, and the head captain starts to really come in clutch at the end. So it's really exciting, and that's going to be the highlight of this episode, really.
Yeah, he 100% took over this episode as far as being a badass. I thought Kenpachi couldn't get topped, and then the head captain just blows it out of the water.
Oh yeah, it was just so awesome to see. I was really excited to see the head captain like relight his fire inside of him after seeing that his old subordinate Chojiro with the that lightning bolt thing that got stolen from like episode 1 or 2.
Yep.
And got to see a nice little backstory on those two together, which was pretty cool, and learned two things of kanji, or not kanji, but Japanese lettering, which is why he got the nickname of the scars on his forehead. I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah, and then you find out that he basically gave himself his own name.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was really cool. If I remember right, that is not actually in the manga, like that little backstory piece.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they drawn a blank on the creator, but he's involved in the anime, and he talked about how there's going to be some added information throughout this series that is from him, but just extra information or elongated fights that basically he was like, "Yep, go for it."
Okay. Yeah, so something that he might not have thought of at the time, but would be cool and good timing to throw it in now.
Yeah, I mean the manga is like 700-ish chapters, so probably towards the end he's like, you know what, I just want to stick to the fighting. All this extra information just isn't 100% necessary.
Sure.
So yeah, just you get to see him, the head captain, be a super badass again, just taking out, I want to say, the Quincy.
Yeah, overkill.
Yep. And bringing him to Ash. I mean,
that was super cool.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yep.
And then yeah, just it was really cool. Like you said, just bring the fire back into him was awesome. And then Kenpachi ripping out that dude's throat. I want to say it was Quincy Q.
Ooh, whoever the second one was.
He was questioning, so I'm gonna go with Q.
Okay.
And yeah, he's like, I didn't want to listen to him talk anymore, so I ripped out his throat.
Yep. Yeah, no shits are given in this anime. It's so awesome. I love how just cruel and wicked everything gets.
Yep.
Kind of like in the very beginning too. Like, let's not forget that Ichigo is still trapped in that cage, and then he fired off his Zanpakuto or his Getsuga Tensho, and did it break through and slice? We learned J for jail.
Yep.
The guy we figured his name was Quili. Back in Hueco Mundo. Was that Ichigo's attack that sliced him in half?
No.
Oh man, we didn't get like much information at all. It just left me hanging. I thought that was totally Ichigo.
I'm gonna go with no, because his Getsuga Tensho is usually like a blackish blue.
Oh yeah.
And if you really paid attention, it was like a reddish color, like a reddish blade down. So I'm interested to see who it is. I feel like it's going to be somebody we know, because the convenience store guy, drawing a blank on his name.
Urahara, I think.
Urahara, yep. He was like, I can't believe you're here, kind of. So
he said that? Crap, I missed that.
Or it was either I can't believe you're here or I can't believe it's you. Something something
Okay, yeah. I
along those
guess
lines.
yeah, I guess that sounds a little familiar, and that's kind of where I was going. Like, was that Ichigo? Like, because last episode I made a prediction: is he gonna have like cross-dimensional attacks or something like that?
Yep.
But we saw him going crazy trying to break through that cage, and nothing was really working,
Yep. So
at least
nope.
yet.
It'll be really interesting to know who it is.
Mhm.
I wonder if it's somebody from Waco Mundo because there's nobody on Earth that's that strong, and
Mhm.
there's nobody in the Serite that can basically go to Waco Mundo to help Ichigo. So I'm curious who that individual is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, if I was completely fresh on watching the entire series, maybe I can have a couple ideas, but I don't even have one right now, so I don't know what to think.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I think I don't even think we're going to find out in next episode, or we're going to find out at the end of next episode because I think next episode is going to be the fight between the head of the Quincy's and the head captain. I feel like that's going to be the fight.
Yeah,
Um,
sorry, my cat.
no, no, it's all good. One thing I will say for our listeners, if you haven't done it, watch the through the ending credits of the episode because you get a huge spoiler. We're gonna bring it up at the end of this episode in case you
Mhm.
just want to know what the spoiler is. Um, but I think that's going to be what the next episode is going to be all about. It's just that fight. Really
Yep.
looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really awesome because you saw the head Quincy or the Majesty as they called him take down Kenpachi's sword slash with his forearm like nothing.
Yep. Yeah,
So
that sounds
you,
pretty interesting.
yep.
Especially
Uh,
since Kenpachi was coming across as like this Quincy killer, like nothing was really too much of an issue for him at all.
mhm.
And then the Majesty is just going to stop him easy peasy.
Yeah. Then um, his joke where he's like, "I don't want to fight a pale faced guy like you."
Yeah, that was funny.
So that fight is gonna be really good. Can't wait
Oh
for
yeah.
next week. And then as far as what else happened in this episode, so you see the fear guy, I think his name is F, and Byakuya fight.
Yep, that was cool.
And I thought it was really cool because you saw Byakuya's Zanpato Bankai directed at him. So that's the first time we saw what they're doing with the Bankais. So they're
Hmm.
stealing them, but it's like, well, do you steal them and actually get to use them? I'm pretty sure you said that last time.
Yeah, I was questioning are they going to steal them and use them or steal them and absorb them to give themselves a power boost of some sort? And
Yep.
now we get to see that they are in fact using them.
Yep. So that was really cool. Sheer willpower from Byakuya to basically even stay alive. I thought that was really cool and really good to see.
Hmm.
But just he got his ass kicked. Renji got his ass kicked. You found out
Yeah.
Rukia is on the verge of dying. So just to kind of go back to Ichigo, I did write down what that place is called. It's Garganta.
Yep, that sounds familiar. I was about to pause it and write that place down too, but because they only mentioned it that one time in like
Yep.
that headquarters area. But yeah, they had a name for that space in between worlds.
Yep. And I was thinking of the Senkaimon, which is the opening between the two, the opening to that. That's
Oh,
what I was
okay.
thinking last time. And so it's you saw something happening to Ichigo, so I'm interested to find out what happens because he hasn't used his hollow um Bankai yet either. So
Yep.
I'm curious if that's what he's gonna attempt to do.
Yeah, because we see that he's getting angry. He's hearing the cries of help that's coming from Soul Society. So something's going to snap and something's going to make him evolve just a little bit more than I'm expecting. And then that's
Yep.
what's going to break him out of this cage and let him save the day. So I'm excited to see what happens. this is going to be, I'm expecting like a new Super Saiyan form to come out of this. It's a little early to expect a new form, I guess, because he's already kind of in his own new form. But just something cool. I just need to see something cool come out of him.
Yeah, I'm curious. I think if we do find something out in the next episode, it's going to be at the end.
Yeah,
Oh,
I 100% expect the fight with the Majesty basically going to be
yep,
the encapsulation of the whole next episode.
yep. Yeah, that's really all I had to talk. That's really all that happened in this episode. Do you have anything
Mm-hmm.
else more you want to say before we
No,
give out our spoiler?
no, I think that's pretty good on everything.
All right. So for our listeners who just kind of want to know what happened at the end, so you see the head captain come, and we finally learned the name of the Majesty of the Quincy's, and it is Yuhabak. It's spelled YHWACH.
You want to give it another pronunciation so that everyone's on the same page?
Yep, Yuhabak.
Mm-hmm.
So it's BACH at the end. It's basically the ending episode is the hey, this is about to go down. Put
Yep.
put Kimpachi down, quit trying to kill him by squeezing his throat out, which was super awesome.
Oh yeah, I thought he was
And
definitely going to die, but I know that we have a lot to see out of Kenpachi in this series yet. I've been spoiled a little bit on that at least.
yep. So I feel like that's going to be the ending credits scenes is going to be the opening credit scene or the opening scenes of the next episode, something along those lines.
Right.
So, but that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope. I'm good. Go ahead and close this out.
All right. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Anime Lounge Short Flights. Today we covered episode 5 of Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our podcast channel, and keep an eye out tomorrow for our Chainsaw Man reaction to episode 5 as well, and all of our other content that we post up on YouTube. Have a good one.